Now we're going to talk about the next thing, which is called the discriminant. All right, so the discriminant is a number, and it's referred to as D for discriminant, and this is how we find it. We find it by taking the value of B and squaring it, then subtracting 4 times A times C. So A, B, and C are the numbers coming from our quadratic formula. All right, so once we plug in these values and we find a value for D, here's three answers, okay? If D is greater than 0, that means that the quadratic equation has 2 solutions. If D is equal to 0, it means that there's 1 solution. If D is less than 0, then there are 0 solutions. Okay, there's no solutions. So we'll see how this works. So for number 7, let's identify A, B, and C based on our quadratic equation. Well, A is just 1, B is 5, and C is 4. So we're going to plug into the discriminant formula. So D equals B squared minus 4AC. D equals B squared, so 5 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 4. I'm going to put this whole thing in my calculator. So we have 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 again. So B squared minus 4 times A times C. And that will give us 9. So this has a discriminant of 9. So look at these 3 options. 9 is greater than 0. This means that there are 2 solutions. So 2 solutions. So what we're doing is we're using the discriminant, we're using this value to determine the number of solutions that an equation could have. So for number 7, it has 2 solutions. Let's do the same for number 8. So we'll identify A, B, and C. A is 1, B is -3, C is 10, and we're going to plug it into the discriminant formula. D equals B squared minus 4AC. So we have -3 squared, notice I'm always putting it in parentheses, minus 4 times 1 times 10. I'm going to put that whole thing in the calculator, parentheses, -3 squared, minus 4 times 1 times 10. In this case, we get that the discriminant is -31, so D equals -31. So let's go up to here and see how many solutions does it have. Well, if it's less than 0, -31 is less than 0, that means that there's no solutions. So there are no solutions. There are no solutions. So you'll repeat this process for 9, 10, 11, and 12. Go ahead and try to do number 9 on your own, and then, so pause the video, do number 9, and then unpause it and check your answer. Pause the video now. For number 9, you should get that the discriminant is equal to 0, and if D equals 0, there are only 1 solutions. So this would be 1 solution. Okay, try number 10, 11, and 12 on your own.